Gracias.
Hello. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Thank you for attending this press conference. Welcome. Glad to introduce to you the freshly elected President of the European People's Party, Manfred Weber, and the even more freshly elected Secretary General of the European People's Party, Dolores Montserrat. After their opening statements, we'll be open to a few questions from your side. I gladly pass on the floor to President Weber.
Yeah, thank you so much for your interest also for participating in this EPP Congress in Valencia. For us, this was a moment, a gathering where we as European People's Party were summing up the last 3 years since Rotterdam. And it is for us a moment of strength, a moment where we feel support from European citizens. So the options we have, the chances we have, the power in this moment we have is based on electoral results. In the European elections, in the national elections. And that's why our main message goes to the voters, and that is a message of EPP is trustworthy. We want to deliver. That is what I also said in my speech yesterday. The main message of Valencia is the EPP is a trustworthy party. We are committed to our program from Bucharest to deliver on these issues. And let me underline the key aspects which we discussed also here in Valencia, and was also part of the main speeches of our colleagues, was about prosperity, that we are the party who is guaranteeing that Europe has a good economic perspective. We believe in the single market as a basis for our success. We believe in trade, we believe in innovation. We need energy prices which are, from a market point of view, acceptable, and we have to cut red tape. These were the pillars where a lot of speakers spoke about. That's what EPP is driving us. The second big promise was about security, about safety, and there in Valencia also the signal of we are the party who is working now on building up the European defense pillar was in the center. We have to be in a few years, until 2030, capable to defend ourselves without other support. We have to understand there is a new world we are living in, and we cannot rely anymore on others. We have to do our job by ourselves. So to be strong is the best security guarantee for our European Union. That's why European Pillar of Defense is necessary. And in this regard, you also listened probably that all speakers again confirmed our full support for Ukraine. We had the three parties from Ukraine, Petro Poroshenko, Yulia Tymoshenko, and also Vitaly Klitschko among us. They had also speaking right there. They expressed their opinion and the clear will to fully support whatever others will do. To fully support Ukraine is EPP line. And finally, on content migration, where we want to implement now the Migration Pact, where the return regulation is key to send illegals back home, where people can feel that we stick to the principles of asylum and also on the Geneva Convention, but we are also ready to stop those who are illegally here and stop the smugglers' business. That is what is for us, in a way, content-wise, the main guiding principles in this moment of time. And above everything, there is democracy, there is rule of law, there is freedom, where we are showing now in Poland with our friends from Platforma and PSL that we are the parties who fight for these basic principles. We also do this with the TISA party in Hungary, and we also do this here in Spain. We had a resolution on the Spanish situation. There are also concerns about rule of law here in this country. Dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, there is a new era we are living in, also politically. That was also for us, Valencia, the starting point for giving answers on this new era, to renew our narrative as EPP, to talk about the people's interests, but also give a perspective for tomorrow. Our main competitor are not anymore, first of all, the center-left parties, with all democratic respect, but they are the extreme parties, those who are standing for an authoritarian wave entering to Europe now, and we will stop this authoritarian wave. The EPP will do its job like we did it several times in our history. That's about the content, and it's also clear that it's an important Congress because the delegates also elected a new leadership. I'm grateful for the support I received as president to be re-elected in this powerful party. But I'm also more than happy that delegates supported my proposal for the Secretary General for Dolores Montserrat to be elected with a strong result. She's located, she's grounded in the Catalan region. She knows how to deal with the people directly. She has national experience as former minister here in Spain, and she's now acting as European politician, as vice president of the group. So she has all elements to be a great Secretary General. And allow me again to underline the first female Secretary General in the history of our party, next to Ursula von der Leyen and next to Roberta Metsola, the third female leader inside of the team of the EPP on European level. That gives a clear indication that EPP doesn't need any kind of quotas. We have strong female leaders, and together we are a great modern team for giving Europe a good perspective and leading the EPP into the next phase. So, Dolores, thank you so much for accepting this and also doing now the job together with me that we are leading the EPP party.
Yeah, thank you very much, dear President. I think that I can say two words that describe the Congress today, that today we are more united and more stronger with the leadership of Manfred Weber. And for us, for all the different parties around Europe, we are happy that we are the ones, the biggest party in European Union, the ones that we have a clear message for all the European citizens, and the ones that when we are in the government, we are demonstrating to all the European citizens that we have the solution for their problems. And we saw it in the last European elections when the majority of the European citizens, they choose EPP in all around Europe. Why? Because we are in the centrum and we know what they need. So now with Manfred, led by Manfred, we are going to not stop our growing up party in all around Europe. We want more prime ministers being EPP prime ministers as Spain, and I hope so that Spain is going to be the next one. So thank you very much. To choose me to be here, to be your General Secretariat, and I'm sure that I'm giving, I say it in the plenary, I'm giving to him, to the Manfred, my loyal to all EPP. So let's work together.
Thank you very much. We have time for 2 questions. Max Griera, Politico.
Hear me? Thank you very much. We're MTV Hungary. You've mentioned the specific Hungarian party, TISA party. Do you consider the TISA party as a pro-Ukraine party, because you said this is one of your principles and one of the EPP's principles to be pro-Ukraine?
And perhaps the other question right away.
I would like to ask about migration. The Commission proposed a return regulation with return hubs to which migrants ordered to leave would be sent to. However, EPP is pushing to be able to process asylum requests in these centers already, so before they enter the EU. I wanted to ask how much you will push to change this regulation in parliaments. It's now, no, it's not part of it, especially since socialists and liberals really are against it. For the newly elected Secretary General, I would ask what will be one of your first practical actions as SecGen, whether you will keep all your positions, head of delegation, vice chair of the group, plus SecGen, and whether you will take a double salary. Thank you.
Thank you very much for those questions.
So for TISA party, it's quite easy to answer. TISA party is a pro-Hungarian party. They are strongly defending the Hungarian interests in the EPP group. That is what I experience every day. They are challenging us with their Hungarian interests on, for example, regional funds for Hungary, on the question to get money, on the healthcare system, because that is in Hungary a big issue where people are concerned about, where the national government is not delivering on the interests of the citizens. So that's why, again, it's good to have a strong Hungarian voice there and not an isolated Hungarian voice as Viktor Orban is in this moment of time. He's isolated in Europe. And on the migration issue, the European People's Party group was asking for such a return regulation. That's the last cornerstone in the big migration pact, which we finalized last year. We have to make sure that those who are illegally in Europe after a legal procedure, after a fair legal procedure, have to leave the European soil. They have to go back home. That has to be guaranteed. And whatever we can do to stop the smugglers' business is supported by the EPP family based on fair, rule of law-based rules. We have to implement our legislation. We have to do it based on our procedures, but we have to make it. People expect from us to be clear on this, and that's why I would ask in this moment of time for a fast procedure on the return regulation to show people that we are not wasting months and years for this legislative proposal. We have to bring the return regulation alive as quick as possible.
Yeah, and I'm starting from the last question. Today I've been elected as General Secretariat, and second, I've been elected as a Vice President of the EPP Group, so I'm going to continue to be Vice President of EPP Group. But today, President Feijóo, because this is an internal issue of our national party, and Feijóo in the plenary, he said very clear that Esteban González Pons is going to substitute me as the head of the Spanish delegation in the European Parliament. And second thing, my homework, my homework in EPP, work together with President Manfred under his lead. And of course, what we want to arrive to every corner in all Europe with our principles and values and with our program. We want more governments by EPP party, but not just in European Union, in Europe continent, and then to the rest of the world. We have to help those citizens around the world that they want the democracy, liberal democracies in their country. I'm thinking, for example, today that they were with us, Ukraine, Moldova, but Venezuela, Nicaragua, Cuba. So we are going to bring our principles and values as Europeans in all the world, not just in Europe, but of course that we want to continue to be the biggest party. Why? Because we are the ones that we are giving solution to the problems of the European citizens. We are not extremists, we are not populists, we are the ones that we are saying the truth to the European citizens and giving solutions to them for agri-industry, competitiveness, the youth, and disability persons, to everybody.
Thank you very much.
Okay? Acabo de llegar. Just arrived. Let me arrive to the headquarters of EPP. Acabo de llegar, ¿eh? O sea, uno se...
I just arrived. I still don't know the internal details.
Conference. I thank you also for attending the Valencia Congress. I all wish you safe travels back to wherever your home is.